It has been 9 months since more than 50,000 gallons of firefighting foam discharged from an aircraft hangar at Brunswick Landing.
That foam is made with forever toxic chemicals known as PFAS, and several weeks after the accident, regulators found high levels of the poisonous compounds downstream from that site.
Scientists say while PFAS levels are dropping over time, there are concerns about the long-term impact of all of this. News Center Maine's Vivian Lee has our update.
Every month since September, scientists from Bigelow Laboratory for Ocean Sciences load gear onto their research vessel and head out to Harpswell Sound. Senior research scientist Christoph Apley, research technician Hannah Sterling, and Captain Peter Craig are sampling water and sediment at 8 different sites, from the head of Harpswell Cove to the Cribstone Bridge.
So there's some freshwater influence.
Researchers have been taking samples since an equipment malfunction caused a discharge of tens of thousands of gallons of firefighting foam at the former Brunswick Naval Air Station. Elevated levels of PFAS chemicals were found in nearby Picnic Pond and Mare Brook, which feeds into the cove, a narrow waterway subject to the tide's ebb and flow. What scientists are finding is that PFAS levels are being flushed out over time.
So the outflow of the Mare Brook is at least 50 times to 100 times lower than it was during the spill.
Researchers are seeing the levels drop to pre-spill concentrations at the remaining sites downstream in the Sound, but they caution that the toxic compounds could have a lasting effect.
These chemicals don't just disappear, so they stay around, but the ocean is a big body of water, so it dilutes it.
Scientists, along with Friends of Casco Bay, were well into a 3-year study on PFAS levels in Casco Bay, shifting to other sampling areas following the spill. The overall project involves analyzing hundreds of samples from nearly 100 sites across the watershed, covering nearly 1,000 square miles. Researchers use specialized equipment to grab sediment from the ocean floor. The chemicals are known to bind to sediment that will be critical data for regulators, since parts of Harpswell Cove remain closed to shellfish harvesting.
Could sediment be a potential longer-term source of PFAS?
The preliminary data is being shared with impacted communities, including Brunswick and Harpswell.
Especially because we've seen the decrease in concentrations over time. We don't want people to be scared about, going for a kayak or something out in the water, especially in summertime.
Scientists from Bigelow and Friends of Casco Bay plan to continue sampling across the Sound until August, a year after the spill. But the full extent of the discharge on marine life and shellfish areas could take months or even years. In Harpswell, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
Scientists from Bigelow and members of Friends of Casco Bay will present their findings from the PFAS sampling data to the Brunswick Town Council on Monday, May 5th at 6:30.